Welcome to the State of Montana Employee Orientation for the Employee Assistance Program. The state partners with Reliant Behavioral Health, or RBH, to provide your EAP. This orientation only takes about 10 minutes, and during it I'll cover what the EAP is, talk a little bit about counseling and work-life services, explain your online resources, address worksite services, and then let you know how to access the EAP. So in general, the EAP provides free confidential services to help you resolve personal problems. It's intended to help you solve these problems and also to balance work and life. And overall, we really want to help you have your lives and the work site become safe and efficient and productive. The EAP covers you as an employee, your spouse, dependents, and anyone living in your house, related or not. So everyone has access to EAP services at no out-of-pocket cost. Again, the EAP is always confidential, and that means we don't report any names back to your employer. So everyone faces challenges, and we know that sometimes short-term counseling can help, and that's really what the EAP is for. If you have a problem, the sooner you get help, the more likely we'll be able to help you solve your problem without it escalating into a bigger issue. However, sometimes longer-term care is needed. Issues like depression or anxiety may require longer-term care, for example, and the EAP can help connect you to the resources that you need. We also know that not all problems require counseling, and that's why the EAP provides a lot of work-life services to help in all areas of your life. So let's start by talking about counseling. There are really three types of EAP counseling: face-to-face counseling, RBH Access, which is consultations with online counselors, and then of course 24-hour crisis support. For face-to-face counseling, you have access to up to 4 sessions for each new issue you face. So that means if you have a relationship issue and you access up to 4 issues for that problem, and then you have another problem later in the year, you can access the EAP again. So every new issue you have up to 4 sessions. Any type of problem really can be helped by the EAP, including family, relationship, work stress, anxiety, grief, and other challenges that we really all face commonly. And we want you to know that counselors are available to you in Montana, in cities in Montana, in rural areas, and nationally. So even if you have children or dependents who are attending college in another town or city, or maybe children who are separated as a result of divorce, then they have access to local counselors also. RBHE Access provides you with convenient and secure access to online consultations with licensed counselors. And online consultations are really useful for quick questions usually. Maybe you have a child, a teenager, or a toddler who won't listen to anything you say. You can connect to RBHE Access and get some quick advice from a counselor. However, we know that online consultations should not be a replacement for face-to-face counseling, so the counselor will always work with individuals to determine the best course of care. If face-to-face counseling is more appropriate, then they'll let you know that, and they won't try to solve a problem through email. And then, of course, 24-hour crisis support is provided. Now, if you're experiencing an emergency, you should call 911. But if you're in a crisis and you need to talk to someone, then you can call 24 hours a day, 365 days a year to get help. In addition to counseling, as I mentioned before, we want to provide help to people who may not need counseling, and that's why we include work-life services with the EAP. And these services cover legal, financial services, mediation. We offer a free will kit, a home ownership program, and identity theft recovery. And I'm going to talk just a little bit about each of these services. Legal services provide you with a free half-hour consultation by phone or in person with an attorney, and then if you retain that attorney, you receive a 25% discount in legal fees. And as the slide notes, legal services are not for employer-related issues. They're just for personal issues. We also provide will kits. You simply need to call and request one, and we'll mail it to you, and you can finish it independently in your own time. You should probably have your attorney review your will once you complete the will kit. Financial services include free telephone consultations, and importantly, these are provided for up to 30 days. So it's not like we expect you to call and resolve your budgeting issue or your retirement planning in one or two conversations. You have up to 30 days to contact a financial advisor for each new issue. So it's a really rich benefit. We also provide personal mediation. Again, this is not provided for work-related issues, just like the legal services, but for personal mediation, you can receive free consultations for family or divorce or neighbor disputes, real estate issues, those types of things. And if you do retain a mediator, you receive a 25% discount in fees. We also offer access to a home ownership program, so if you're thinking about refinancing or buying or selling a home, we can get you connected with people who can give you useful information, and they also have a network of realtors, and if you end up using one of those realtors, you may be able to save some money on your closing costs. We also provide an identity theft recovery program, so as soon as an incident happens, you can call and get support in planning the recovery process to restore your identity and credit after a theft incident. And it's a really organized, simple process. It's scary to have an identity theft incident, and so they make it as easy and organized as possible for you. In addition to those work-life resources, we provide some nice online resources for you, including myrbh.com and Personal Advantage. And so to get to any of the online resources, you want to go to myrbh.com every time. And when you get there, you'll see a website for RBH. We do update and change our website now and then, so the look may change, but myrbh.com will always work. And when you get there, you simply need to type the word Montana in this white box and then click on the My Benefits button. And when you do that, you will log into myrbh.com and you'll see a State of Montana page, and it'll provide information, basically an overview of your EAP, just like I'm providing to you today. And then if you want to access the Personal Advantage website, you simply need to activate your account the first time you're on the site and choose a username and password just like you do for online shopping or banking. Once you have that username and password, every time you come to myrbh.com, you can just enter it and log in to the Personal Advantage website. And as you can see along these tabs at the top of the page, this site offers information, movies, articles about emotional well-being, relationships, financial and health issues, legal, maternity, and personal growth. So you can take trainings for personal or professional growth. You can use financial calculators, take stress assessments, depression screenings, all sorts of really useful resources to help with balancing your life and just living a healthier life in general. The last key service that the EAP includes is really directed toward managers, supervisors, and HR, and it provides confidential services for these staff with the goal of making their jobs easier so that they can help their employees more. And some of the services that we provide include telephonic supervisor consultations, where a supervisor can call and ask advice from a clinician on a tough situation. We provide on-site or online trainings for supervisors and managers. We also provide critical incident stress response debriefings, and so if an incident happens at the workplace, such as a death or an accident or a suicide, then these online debriefings can help. We also include supervisor web content, where supervisors can find out how to refer employees and help employees get the help they need. And that's really the goal of the EAP from the worksite perspective, is to help supervisors connect employees with the EAP and the resources that they need so that they can be productive and safe and healthy and happy. So last, we're just going to review how to access these services. There are two ways. You can call 1-866-750-0512, or you can go to myrbh.com. When you call, you can ask questions about the EAP, get crisis support, request counseling, or access your work-life services. If you go online, you can learn about the EAP, access legal and financial resources, such as financial calculators and legal forms. You can access health and wellness resources, and you can also request RBH e-access, which again, those are the online consultations with licensed counselors. And remember that you only need your access code Montana to get started at myrbh.com. So that's it. That's an overview of your EAP. If you have any questions, I would encourage you to call, and I hope that you'll take advantage of the EAP to help resolve any issues that might come your way and to help balance your lives. Thank you.